Alright, so what you're seeing here is a recessed troffer. That is the old fluorescent and ballast lights. What we do here, what I do here, is I remove the fluorescent lights and rewire them to the direct wired LED lights. And so this is me just moving the lights and the cover here. I try to be very careful not to break the bulbs here of the lamps. Here I am removing the cover, the ballast, and the wiring. Had a little bit of trouble with that metal clip in. Put my tester down. You'll see I test the circuits here, make sure they're not live while I'm working on them. And then I unhook the neutral and line from the ballast. Pull those away. And these tombstones were held in by two little pushed in clips. I just push those in and remove the tombstone. This is me trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to rewire this. Normally when I rewire to LED, I only use 2 lamps. I get more light output, more lamp output out of 2 lamps than I do 3 or 4 fluorescents. So this is me just trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to wire this with what I already have to work with. You see me do the same thing on the other side. Remove the tombstones from the troffer. And then here I realized that I could just switch where the tombstones were, because I like to have my line power near where the wiring comes into the fixture. I try to do that on all of my rewires just to make sure it's the same throughout. So I realized that what I'm going to do is switch the two tombstones that I need over near where the circuit comes in. A lot of the ballast wiring is red, blue, and yellow. I try to keep my red and blues as my line power, my yellows as my neutral. If I reuse the wiring. If not, I use black and white wiring. This is me just clipping in, back in the tombstones. And here I'm separating the yellow wires from the ballast to cut them off. I'm stripping the ends here to better be ready for wire nuts. This is me just clipping the tombstones back into the holder and then back into the fixture, making sure I don't pinch any of the wiring. What I'm doing there is prying open the clips that I push in. They're just metal tabs that holds the tombstones in. And here, though, I like to remove the ballasts, the old ballasts that are in the fixture. It helps remove any confusion in the future if there was going to be somebody else to do anything to this fixture. Maybe help them know that it's direct wire, and also it gives it a nice cleaner look. Even though I know this space gets covered, I like to keep it as clean as possible. Get those old dinosaurs out of there. Those are just held in with little nuts. You just unscrew them and remove the ballast. You'll see here I pretty much have a bare fixture, and this is where I will start wiring in the line side of my tombstones. Here I'm clipping all the wires even, and you'll see me strip all the ends. I'm gonna reach down here and grab my lineman pliers, twist these wires on. Makes it easier when I go to connect the wire nut with the lead to the main line wire or power wire. And here I am getting some wire in my wire nuts. Here I am just staging the wire nuts by holding them in my mouth. It's just something I've always done. And I'll cut my lead here. Strip it and go ahead and connect it to my line power. That was me just checking to make sure the wire nuts did grab all of the wires. None of the wires were loose. There I am connecting to the main power wire of the fixture. Make sure it's not loose. And here I'll grab my yellows and I check to see the distance away that I am from the neutral wire that comes into the fixture. Cut some wire and strip that. And I'll connect that from the neutral side of the tombstones. And connect the other side to the neutral wire that comes into the fixture. Here you'll see me prepare the wiring to go underneath the cover. Because the cover is off to the side, the wiring has to kind of make an L shape over to the space. The cover is just held in by these metal tabs. And you just pinch it together and fit into the tab. Installed. And then I'll go to grab my lamps. And my lamps I get from our local supply store, electrical supply store. So they're line on one side, neutral on the other. You'll see me try to install this with one hand. I have a little bit of trouble. One lamp installed. Second lamp goes in much easier when you're working with two hands. And here I'm getting down to test. Turn on the light. And there's light on both lamps. And then I normally write line on one side, neutral on the other. Write it L and N, just to help remind myself if I ever need to replace these lamps that they are direct wire and which side is which. For me, just putting the lens back on, and that is all she wrote. Thanks for watching.